Okay, everybody, let's continue with choose the correct parameter type. So this will be just a brief overview of the different user parameter types in FME. And I'm going to hop over to my lab and share my screen there. So please make sure you have follow presenter toggled on. So we have many different types of parameters, and they relate to how you want to control your data flow or the data type that you're working with, like integer, float, and string. Basically, as a workspace author, you choose these parameters and set them up to allow your workspace users to control how the workspace will run. Probably the most popular parameter choice or type is the choice type. Excuse me. And this one will be where the user can choose one or more values. My best example of this would be if you have a data portal and you have a drop down for which layers you would like to select and be presented with. That's what I would mostly use a choice for. A color might be used for working with raster data, or maybe your workspace generates an HTML report and you have some styling you would like the user to choose a color for. Date time could be used to access data within a certain date range. File folder URL parameters basically lets the user choose the names and paths of existing files or folders, or specify the output path for the files. We worked with that one yesterday, I believe. Message is just a message to display at runtime. There's also the number option, where you can specify a configuration to control what numbers the user might be allowed to enter. There's the password, text, which is just a text string. Yes, no is pretty simple. The user can select or deselect an option. You can also create attribute names. You can select coordinate systems. So the user could be presented with a drop down of multiple coordinate systems, and then they could select what they'd like the output coordinate system to be for the data. A database connection, where you choose a database connection to run the workspace with. We did see that yesterday in the last exercise, where we had 2 database connections that we could select on FME Flow after I created the second one. Geometry, where you can enter geometry coordinates, so this could bound the data to a certain location. There's also reprojection files and web connections, which would act the same as database connections, and so forth. So, like I said, choice is probably one of the most common parameters that are used. So you can generate different options for the user to select. So we have different configurations. There's a drop down, a list, and a tree. And basically the user would be presented with the options and have to select one. This is pretty useful on FME Flow because, like I said, if you were downloading data, you could select which layers you would like to download, or you could select the coordinate system you would like to download the data in, or you could select the output format even. So maybe you are presented with a choice of 5 different formats and you want to pick one like a shapefile to download your data in. So now I'll give everybody 5 minutes to go through the quiz for that lesson, and then we will jump into the first exercise after that.